Recognize the gentlewoman from Illinois, Ms. Budzinski, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Ranking Member, and thank you to the panelists for being here today. Before I wanted to start with some questions, I thought it would be important for my colleagues and the panelists to hear a few stories from my constituents who rely on the support that SNAP provides. And really, I think you'll hear I'm amplifying what my colleague, Congresswoman Takuda, really eloquently stated around the importance for seniors and older Americans to SNAP benefits. And so I'm going to highlight a few of my constituents that are older Americans and their stories and that importance of the SNAP benefit. Kathy, a 66-year-old from Decatur, Illinois, lives on a fixed income of only $1,088 a month. She gets $98 a month from SNAP and pays around $100 on food each month. As someone living with diabetes, Kathy shared with me that a lot of the high-carb foods offered at local food banks send her blood sugar through the roof. She uses her SNAP benefits to buy fresh fruits and vegetables that help her to stay healthy, and that SNAP benefits, she said, are a matter of life and death for her. James, a 66-year-old from Urbana, Illinois, shared that the $55 a month that he receives in SNAP benefits barely help him get by. He told my office that if I didn't have SNAP, I would starve. And Don, a 56-year-old from East St. Louis, told us that he doesn't know what he would do without the $100 he receives each month through SNAP. It's the only way that he can put food on his table. These are the stories of my constituents, as I mentioned, who depend on SNAP, each of them over the age of 50 years old. Nationally, SNAP serves about 5.3 million households with elderly individuals each month. That's nearly 30% of all SNAP households. In my home state of Illinois, about 240,000 older adults receive food assistance each month from SNAP. Far too many of our nation's seniors struggle with food insecurity each month, and this crisis is even more dire for older adults living with disabilities. In 2021, older adults with disabilities had food insecurity rates more than 3 times as high as those without disabilities. Even among those who are food insecure, seniors with disabilities are more than 2 times as likely to be food insecure and are 3 times as likely to be very food insecure than seniors without disabilities. SNAP is a lifeline for seniors and older adults, helping to address food insecurity and improve the quality of life for its participants. SNAP participation has been linked to lower health care costs, including lower Medicaid and Medicare costs. A study of 60,000 low-income seniors recently found that SNAP participants are 23% less likely to enter a nursing home and 4% less likely to be hospitalized in the year after receiving SNAP than non-participants. And that is why I will not support any policies that result in food being taken away from Kathy, James, Don, and the many other older adults in my district who depend on SNAP to put food on their tables for their families. And so in the remaining time that I have, I did want to ask Ms. Brown, you elaborated a little bit, my Congresswoman Takuda, my colleague, had asked you about specifically what we can be doing to break down barriers for seniors to access. And I know you mentioned simplifying the application process. I was actually also going to highlight the medical deduction, but are there any other ideas that you might offer to us to help us make sure that seniors, some of our most vulnerable population, get access to SNAP benefits?
I think the important thing in this conversation, and appreciate all of the stories because they're exactly, like I said, what we hear from participants every single day, is that participants have an extremely complex life. No, you can't. One participant, when you speak to one, right, it doesn't explain all of the SNAP participation, across the board. And so, as we think about all of the flexibilities that are important for families and for seniors and for disabled individuals, it's important to think about the barriers that they face and ensure that we have policies that allow for flexibilities to really serve those that need it.
Great, I'll yield back my time. Thank you.